One of the biggest complaints that you hear from a sales team is that the leads that they get from marketing are poor, and they spend too much time trying to convert leads that are of a poor quality. From a marketing point of view, you always hear that sales do not respond to the leads that you create. Lead nurturing solves this problem by automating a process where you guide the lead down a path to purchase. You can create strategic email and text messages at regular intervals and send your leads to personalized web pages where you provide them with additional content to determine how interested they are. Either they become a hot lead where you can hand it over to your sales team, or they become a cold lead and you can rather just let them join your newsletter, for example. The other area is multi-channel marketing, where you need various landing pages and emails to support your campaigns, and this can all be set up within MPULL. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a landing page and a lead nurturing process. So what you need to do first is you create your activity. It's important that you select direct marketing as your activity type when you're creating that activity. The next step is to create a landing page. So this could be a landing page for a Google campaign, could be a landing page for a traditional campaign. So you go to Forms and Hosted Pages, you say Add New Form, and you select it's an open form. Your next step is you give it a name. You say whether you're targeting individuals, so you're a B2C company or a B2B company or a bit of both. The next is your accessibility, so whether you want an MPULL domain, so that is the user will see the word MPULL in your domain. Otherwise you can have a custom domain, so you can have www.yourbrand.com/landing page. So for this campaign we're going to select MPULL. So what happens here is we've already got several fields that have been pre-populated. At the top you have your URL. This is the URL that you'll use to complete this form, the URL that you'll put onto onto your setup for your landing pages. Now what you can do is you can either delete some of these items or you can move them around by just dragging and dropping them. To add more content, you click on New Segment. You say whether you want it to be a form element, whether it's a form element that you often use, otherwise just text content. If you say text content, you can give it a name, and you can add text content here, and you can also add images by clicking over there. So now you've created your form, and you can now start collecting leads. The next step then is to create your lead nurturing program. So we do this in interactions. So you go to interactions and you can create a new interaction. You say whether it's an SMS or an email. So we're going to say email. So we're going to make this the first step of our campaign. For the first step you'll choose, this is a manual transaction. You give it a name and you say thank you for filling out our form, and you can put in content here. You can also personalize content by using, so you can say dear, you can say first name, and then you can put in some content here. You can also put URLs to the landing page that you've just created, for example, and you can add images. Then you can create a second step. So then you say add new transaction, you'd select email, second step. Now this is important because over here is where you say after which interaction do I want this sent. So this is your automated lead nurturing process. So you say I want this to be sent after my first step, and I want it to be sent 7 days after my first step. And then you can put in a subject line like we haven't heard from you, and so on, and you fill out your form just as you have before, and you can add more fields. You can also create more landing pages where you could put case studies, where you could put more surveys, and slowly find out more information about this lead to determine whether it's a hot lead or not hot lead. To see what leads have actually come in from your campaign and where they are in the lead nurturing process, you go to tag contacts. So you come to tag contacts, and these are all the people that are part of this program. If you want, you can add another tag contact. This is maybe you've got a lead from another third-party source. You can add them by simply searching for their name here. If it doesn't come up from a previous campaign, you can create a new one. You can also connect using the MPULL API to a CRM system where leads can automatically be entered into the tag contacts area.